Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Dad. How you doing? I'm so glad you're here today. Today we've got an extra special video. I don't know if it's because I'm growing. I'm over 100,000 now and I've got like check marked, and I'm actually growing way faster than I was before the check mark. So that's awesome. And I'm super excited about it. But I honestly think because my channel is growing, that a lot of these people are starting to call me out now. You had Sun Kiss Mama do it, Jess Fam does it, and now we've got the Crazy Sisters from Crazy Pieces, Crazy Middles calling me out. And it's gonna get a little bit crazy. I've never seen the video, but people are telling me that they're talking about the hard asked questions and, you know, talking about exploitation of children and what they think about it. So I'm always interested in hearing other people's perspectives on the exploitation of children. Interested in hearing arguments for and against. To this day, I have not heard one convincing argument about why it's okay to exploit children without their informed consent. And I don't think we're ever going to hear that. That's in my opinion. As always, guys, I'm always willing to learn. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's nuance, but I don't think so. Anyway, let's watch this heaping pile of garbage juice. So if you don't know who the Crazy Pieces are and Crazy Middles, they are sisters and they have channels, and both families adopt for YouTube money. And I don't say that facetiously, I don't say that jokingly. They make millions of dollars telling these kids stories on their YouTube channels. When they foster them, they make them wear sunglasses and disguises or blur out their faces so they can't really take part. They have no shame. And they buy very expensive vehicles, mansions, new teeth, new face, new lips, new injections, and they dress like LOL dolls, which is really weird. Just don't get it. They just don't dress appropriately for their age or their religion, by the way. Which, and if you didn't know, they're Mormons, so if it couldn't get any worse, they're definitely on their way to becoming TK Smoothies. Because, you know, Joseph Smith's an asshole, but I didn't even think Joseph Smith would be cool with the exploitation of children. Oh, that's a lie. He did marry a 14-year-old, so I take that back. Yeah, I said it. So that's what they're all about, and I've been calling them out for a little while because people like this, who actually look and act innocent and are like wholesome, are actually more scary than those who outright come out and say that they do what they do. Because these people are wolf in sheep's clothing. And they adopt, I think between the two families, I'm going to say over 50 to 60 kids that have come through their house. And it's interesting because one of those kids, I think Weston, which is a great name, by the way, it's my son's name, has made Instagram posts about his time there and how he no longer wants to be in the channel and how he has a child, I think. And people are asking if they're going to see it. He's like, absolutely, you're not going to see it. That kid has left this home realizing how dangerous it is to be a family vlogger. See if I can find those posts real quick for y'all. So the Reddit page has a couple of them, but it says basically he's doing Let's Clear the Air Q&A. His name is Just Weston on Instagram. I have reached out to him. He obviously is not going to speak to me, and I don't blame him. I am the enemy. I get that. But Weston, if you ever want to have a conversation, and I will be very respectful, I'm here to talk because you have a big voice in this. You can actually stop the exploitation that these parents are doing because you've seen the inside, and you're actually starting to spill the tea a little bit. And I get that, but you have a big voice here. You have the opportunity to protect those that come after you. And he's sort of doing it, so I respect him. So the question was, can we see your son? And he says, absolutely not. He's too young to be part of any social media. I want him to have the best opportunity in life, and exploiting his pictures on the internet is something I try to avoid. Even though I'd love to share his pictures, I don't want anything with social media to impact his future. Are you hearing this? Once he's of age and can make those choices himself, then I will post. I will never put him in harm's way. Men, Weston. This is a kid who was on the channel a lot and is realizing how dangerous it is. I mean, he goes on. I hope they have the other screenshots. Let's see if we can find them. Here's another one. Do you regret bringing videos when you were younger? And he says, honestly, yes. It always had an impact at school. Hear this, guys. This is important. I've been talking about this a lot. Not just about the exploitation, but the privacy concerns. Along with job opportunities, companies and brands can see and view those anytime. It was always a bit weird going to school and having friends say, hey, love the video last night. And the video was me drinking the nastiest smoothie invented by man. Be careful what you put on the internet. This kid is doing this on purpose. He's not necessarily throwing shade at the family because he likely still loves them and they're still all connected. But what he's saying in a way that he likely is uncomfortable with anyway, is he's saying that's dangerous. He went to school and was confronted because of the videos. And they don't give a shit. They know it, and likely these kids have had those conversations. If these parents are parents in any capacity, they know that their kids are struggling with this because they'll ask those questions. Hey, has anybody here ever had a negative impact about the videos you've been on? Can we talk about that? Family meeting time. Do you think they do that? No. Do you know why they don't? Because of this. And if they have had those conversations, they haven't listened to the kids because they don't give a shit and they still do it. I'm glad that Weston is sharing parts of his life. And he's got a pretty big voice in this, and incredible that he's not going to share his kids. That's his wife, I think. He's not going to share his kids. This guy's got his head on straight, and I'm so glad that he's doing this. But I was reading his stories before, and he was talking about things like, you know, that he's connected to this family and his bio family. So he's left, and he's been given good opportunities. So let's not get it twisted, right? I don't think that these people are abusing their children. Okay, I don't think that it's even like super duper incredibly always negative. I just don't think it's their story to tell, and they do tell those stories. And this guy honestly does believe it and says it that it has had negative impact on his life, and then they continue to do it. So thank you, Weston, for being honest. I appreciate it, and I know I'm the enemy, and I get that. I don't expect you to talk to me, but I just want to say I appreciate you, and I think you should be honored for what you're doing. And I hope you're not scared to continue to talk about it because your voice matters and it's really important in this conversation. So let's get to this video of these two LOL dolls dressed like clowns talking about this. And I've seen the first 10 seconds of the video and I want you to get ready with your cringe vests because it's cringy. Question: what is the point of asking us for questions when it's been abundantly clear in the past that the truth has not been forthcoming? Why not just tell the truth? People will respect you a lot more than the compounding lies. Amen. And they do lie. And they, well, maybe not necessarily, I'm sure they have lied, but also like, you know, lying by omission, not telling a true story or exploiting. The exploiting for me is everything, right? Guys, I don't really care what you do after that. I cover all of these shitty channels and I do it in a way that brings you here because I want to talk to you about exploitation. So anyway, they sit there really awkwardly with their super Marilyn Manson eyeliner.
Really?
Oh, did you think that was a good idea? Oh, and she's saying, really? Well, these are your fans asking that, Crystal. Yeah, really. Why would they ask that question if they didn't think you were being forthcoming? And your shit wasn't centered. Yeah, it is. You know it's awkward, and they know.
I guess that's it. Thanks for watching so much.
I wish that was this video. That'd be great.
Yes. See you later. No, just kidding. We're so excited. We had to take a little break, as you guys. We explained it all already.
We explained it. Yeah, it was me that made us take a break. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm ready to go.
I wonder why. Leave a comment below why they took a break, because I don't know. I don't watch your shit. I won't. Get it? And those are like, well, you didn't know, so you shouldn't be talking about it. You know what? The fact that you know is why I talk about it.
Yeah, let's do this. We're going to start with something really juicy and things that we wish we could say.
I don't feel like this is the best idea. I don't know.
I think it is. Let's be transparent on how we really feel about these topics. There's so many topics out there that are people like, why are you not addressing it? Why are you not saying anything? We're going to just say it.
Here.
Let's say it.
Here it is.
Let's just say
Crazy
it.
Mom Hustle. I feel like we can do it on here for sure.
Yes.
So, okay, so I wrote some topics down, some things that we'd like to talk about. The first one, you ready?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
They're nervous. They're nervous. You can tell. Yeah, I like it. And if it's about me, I'm glad I make you nervous.
Ivan.
Do we lie and hide things? We've been seeing a few comments.
Yeah, as you guys saw at the beginning.
Yeah.
We don't lie and hide things.
You're such a liar. You just lied now. Yes, you do.
No, we really do not. But there is like a
certain level that we share and we don't share.
Yeah.
So we are.
Okay. Now, if I were to take the foray into the forums, right, into YouTube Mama Drama, Kiwi Farms, all those things, if I were to actually spend 700 hours researching it, I'm sure there's probably 1 million receipts of them lying. So I get what they're trying to say here. Like, we just don't show you everything. But then that could lead to a lie because you said something, but then have shown something else.
As you guys know from the very beginning with both of our channels, we are very respectful to our families, our kids.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Are you respectful? By giving away stories that don't belong to you? You're respectful? Okay. I don't believe you.
Kids, and even just others out there.
Yes.
And so there's been situations that it's happened with our kids or in our households or whatnot that our kids have asked us not to talk about or share.
Say anything.
Except when you share their entire traumatic stories on the internet. You know what happens is they don't share the problem, the problem parts. They needed to come across like everything's perfect. I guarantee you there's been more trauma in this house than they will ever tell you. And again, that makes it fake. I'm not saying that they should, because I'm obviously against that, but they don't. Whatever they put forward is fake. This shit isn't real. Those kids are suffering trauma in these households. They're probably fighting amongst each other. They don't get the attention from the parents they need because they have special needs as far as trauma is concerned. Most adopted kids do. When you have 19 kids sitting in your house, there's no way that you can get the proper attention that you need or deserve, right? Impossible. But they think that by buying them cars, by giving them the life of luxury, that's going to overcome the trauma that they have. It's not going to do it. Money does not solve traumatic issues in any kid. It does take them out of poverty, and that's a great thing, but it will not solve the underlying issues of trauma. And people like Weston, when they get older, the trauma isn't solved because the parents never addressed it, because they can't, because they don't have time to do it. They literally could not stretch themselves that thin in order to give the kids the attention that they need. So the trauma that they've encountered never gets dealt with, and then they're left to be on their own when they leave as adults with undealt with trauma. And that's a dangerous thing. That's when anxiety, depression, everything else kicks in. They bring these, again, it is a business. They bring these kids in to tell their stories. They make lots of money doing it. The end.
And along those lines too, we don't make any kid film that doesn't want to film or be a part of anything that they don't want to be a part of.
We've talked about this before. I don't know the term of it, and I'm sure someone way smarter than me knows this term, but it's coercion to a degree. They might not outwardly say, if you don't do this, you don't get this. Or maybe they do. But there's a type of coercion where it's implied. Okay, there's a type of coercion where it's like, well, we can't do that thing if we don't get this done. Even if you're saying in passing, not to their face, but it's an energy that you put out or a narrative that you put out to your family that if you don't do this thing, we can't do that thing. You might not be telling them, hey, I'm not going to get you that car if you don't go to these videos, or we're not going to go to Legoland if you don't do these videos. But there's this type of coercion that happens kind of passively. Does that make sense? That's likely what goes on in these houses, because none of these kids actually are not on camera. They all are. Are you telling me that of the 50 kids that have come to your house, all of them are comfortable on camera? Every single one of them? I don't believe you. And then Weston is a perfect example of leaving that type of situation and realizing how dangerous it was, which then lends itself to the idea that informed consent is important and you will never get it. Because Weston is seeing the dangers now later, and at the time likely didn't think there was a big deal, right? That's why informed consent matters, because they don't know until it's too late.
Sometimes we'll have we film and then they didn't like it and they don't want us to put it out.
Yeah.
We respect that. We respect it. We don't put it out. And then sometimes
I don't believe you.
We feel like that can come off to you like we lied or we tried to hide something, or you see something on some hate site and think, oh my gosh, they're hiding stuff. We're not.
No. Then all you really have to do is just be transparent and say, hey guys, we had this portion filmed. We didn't show it because, Todd didn't want us to put on there. That's it. The end. That's it. And then no one would care. But you hide that shit because then people are gonna be like, well, why didn't Todd want it on there? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. So you get into this big circular, dangerous game that you're playing that people can continue to ask more hard questions about. Why doesn't Todd want to be on there? What happened? What's going on? Because of what you've built here. You cannot escape it. That's what you have built. You've put yourself in this trap between this rock and hard place, not the kids.
We are just respecting our family and our kids and everything.
Don't ever say that again. You do not respect your family and your kids. We all see it. Everybody who's against the exploitation of children, we all see it. Weston is admitting to it. You do not respect them. If you respected them, you would not do what you do without their informed consent. That's all that matters here, everybody. You do not respect them. We can see it by the hundreds, if not thousands of videos you have. And then what you do with the profits from that, like transform your bodies and buy expensive shit. Okay, we see that with our eyes. My eyes are not deceiving me or us who are watching this stuff. It is very transparent.
Everybody around us.
So if there's something out there that we haven't addressed or haven't talked about, it's because someone in our lives has asked us not to.
Yes. One of those things being...
I hope you're taking down every video that includes Weston then. Because if I go to their channel and I see Weston on there, I'm going to be pissed. And again, other people are going to be like, you don't even know. I don't know. Why would I know that? I shouldn't know that. Is he in the picture here? I don't see him in this picture. There it is, 4 years ago. Where is Weston? He left. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that video. Sounds like he got married. They are doing great. New house. So he's talking about Weston's growing up, getting out. So, yeah, Weston has a new girlfriend 5 years ago. Where's Weston? Big announcement 4 years ago. Who's having a baby? That's Weston. So here it is. Weston's in these videos. If you wanted to honor Weston, Crazy Middles, take every effing video you have down of him because clearly he's not comfortable with that being on there, and he has stated such. Now, you guys might have had conversations in the back end, and we don't know about, we're not privy to, and he might have said, go ahead and keep it up there. But if he has asked you to take it down and you haven't, I hope that comes out soon. But even if he didn't ask you to, and you're seeing what's going on right now in the public sphere, right, in the public square, you should act on his, you should act as parents and say, hey, I noticed that he doesn't like this. Let's take it down. There's no need to keep it up. But you don't do it.
This one kind of bothers me is... Actually, I think I'm going to wait for this one. Let's talk about the next subject.
Are you sure?
Okay, so the next subject we want to talk about is...
And I'm pretty sure they came out with this because of Weston's posts.
Please stop comparing us as families. We do things a lot alike. Obviously, we both do adoption. Like, there's so many things I think that kind of make us where it's easy to compare us. But we're two totally different.
No, your shit's exactly the same. Your channels are identical. You adopt kids, you tell their stories. Your channels are, what do you mean stop comparing you? I couldn't even tell the difference between your two channels. They're the exact same. Literally the exact. What do you, why is this a thing you're upset about? Are you kidding me? The thing that we can see most clear is that you're identical and you're mad about that? Okay, I gotcha.
Different families. We're very different in every way. Crystal and I are...
Yeah, we're very different in every way while looking identical in this video. Both wearing black, both putting on way too much makeup and eyeliner, with Botox and fillers. I can definitely see that you're trying to get it across that you're different, though. I get that, yeah. I see that with my eyes.
Siblings, and I think because of that we do things a lot alike, but we are very different at the same time. Just probably like if you have a sibling out there, you understand that you're a lot alike and a lot of different than your sibling.
When I first started parenting too, like at least when I was younger, you would hear a lot of like, well, your sister got straight A's, why didn't you? Or your brother's doing good at this.
Is this really a question people care about? Really? Okay, I don't know.
Or why aren't you good? And so when I became a parent, I was like, I'm never going to compare my kids to...
Didn't they also get fillers and Botox together? I'm sad I know that. But yeah, you guys, are you serious right now? You even like cross kids over and live in different houses together. Like, it's like you trade kids like trading cards. I think. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that happens.
Each other.
Like one kid might be having an issue at the house, so you send them over to their house to chill for a while if they need a break or whatever. Like I'm telling you, that probably happens.
Because each one of us are individuals, each one of us is special and has our own talents, and you can't compare that to...
Talents. I'd like a list of some of those talents that you guys have, please. Please enlighten me. Because as far as I know, Crazy Middles also, they don't even cook for their kids. They have like a chef that comes and does it. They've got rules. If you break the rules, you're gone. Like I get that. Like I'm just telling you, these people are okay.
Anybody else is around you.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about us. We're sisters, but we're very different.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of bothered me with that lately is the move out situation. I've been seeing comments that are like, Crystal shows her kids moving out and Shelly doesn't. Well, it depends on the situation. If you look back, you can see that Lacey and Cynthia, I showed them moving out to their apartment.
Are you guys bragging on the fact that your kids are moving out? See, you show them moving out. That's because she uses her content and money. And you're admitting to it too. So they're saying we're so different. Why do you show her kids moving out, but you don't? Well, I do. So are you saying that then, yeah, your shit's the same? Are you sitting here telling us that we're not the same, but then you're saying you're the same? Make it make sense, folks.
We did this whole apartment tour, that kind of thing. Yes, but when you have situations like...
So they do tours of their kids' apartments when they move out. That seems real safe. Real cool. Real cool.
Lizzie or Spencer.
1 or 2 or 7 Brown. They all have codes like 001. What's their name again? You don't even know your kids' names. That's how many kids they have.
Or anything like that. They moved out to biological families. I am not going to...
Wow, that's actually interesting. Really? So they come live with you, and they would rather live with the biological family that they were removed from. That speaks volumes.
Put a camera at the biological family, and I just feel like that's a respect thing that I don't want to touch.
Oh, is that the thing you're respecting? You gotta be shit. You can't make it up, everybody. I cannot believe they're saying things like this. There's some things I respect, and there's, but telling their story for the entire world to hear without their informed consent, that I don't respect that shit. I won't respect that.
Oh, yes, they are different.
Especially if the bio family is asked not to be on camera.
Then why would I do
that? Film them.
I just don't feel it's respectful.
You're so nice. You're respectful.
Oh, yeah. So that's why you haven't seen some of the kids move out. I'm just being respectful.
Wow.
And it goes along those lines, too.
Thanks.
When we're out filming or we're
Thanks, Mother Teresa with hoop earrings.
doing different things, we are getting permission from people for if they want to be in the vlogs or not. And so if anybody at any point is like, we don't want to be in the vlog, you'll see a blur or you won't see. Yeah.
I don't know if any of those bio parents are listening to this who maybe have some beef with this family or these families. But just so you're aware, there's something I'm looking into. If you have any custody of your child or any parental rights whatsoever, and you do not agree with your kid being in these vlogs, there's a reporting process on YouTube, and I'll walk you through it someday in the future. We're doing it right now. We're testing it on a couple of families, where if you have any parental rights and you don't want your child to be shown on these videos, you can actually lobby YouTube to force these families to blur them. It hasn't worked yet. We're still looking into it. I know it's worked with another creator that I've connected with who's happened to them, like they had to remove stuff. So we know it works. So we might be just like hiring a lawyer to do it in the future. But basically there's a process that if you have parental rights, you can tell YouTube, I don't want my kid on here. And YouTube will say, well, they're on here, but what we'll do is we'll force them to blur their faces, which takes a lot of work, by the way. And if they don't blur the faces, they could be struck for that. So I'm looking into it. And for anybody who's interested of these families that have parents that sit on the outside, there might be some hope and some way for you to protect your child, even though legally you probably don't want to pay a lawyer. I'm going to pay the lawyer to do it.
Hallie's boyfriend is a perfect example, too. A lot of people are like, I didn't even know she had a boyfriend. Hallie's actually had a boyfriend since August. And
well, thanks for telling us. She didn't want everybody to know, but here, I'll tell you now. Okay, thanks. Hope she goes home and Holly kicks her right in the shin for saying that.
And they're super cute together, but you don't see them because he doesn't really want to be on camera right now. And that may change in the future, and that's up to Hallie and him. But as far as on our side, you won't see or hear us talk about it.
Wow, you guys are like so creds. Amazed. I'm so impressed. I'm not.
And all stuff.
So that's why. So not like okay, and stop comparing us. Okay,
don't compare us.
Okay, we won't compare you, twins that look like twins, except for obviously some differences.
Yes. Okay. We are not perfect. We are.
That's true. Did someone say you are? What kind of, are you really going to say this right now? We're not perfect. No, of course you're not perfect. You're actually so far from even good in my books. Like, you're not good either. Like, you are morally wrong in most things that you do. And it's probably against your religion to exploit children, by the way. So I hope we're not perfect, but we're okay. You're not even okay in my books. Okay. You are actually bad. That's what I'm going to say.
No, I know this is a hard one for some people to know. I just feel like
I get it. It's so funny. Come on. Relax.
If we are on social media, then we are the picture perfect family. We do everything right. No.
It's so far from
a real family with real problems and
our kids fight sometimes.
They do.
Your kids fight? Your 40 kids have fights? I don't believe you. Your 40 kids, of course they fight. Likely other things go on too that we'll never know about. And yes, I'm alluding to what you think I'm alluding to. Likely other things have gone down. These kids aren't related. Okay, it's like basically you have a foster home. That's what you have. A bunch of kids coming from different families and different traumas. Yeah, I'm saying what you think I'm saying. Lots of shit has happened in these homes that we'll never hear about, and that's probably for the best. But it's because these parents are negligent, because they cannot parent the amount of kids that they have. A bunch of rules hung by a magnet on your fridge do nothing for kids with ODD. Just saying.
The cousins fight sometimes. All of that. Shelly and I don't get involved in any of that. And we also don't control our kids' social media.
That's stupid.
A lot of us are like, or a lot of kids sometimes will put stuff.
We should.
Yeah, you should, you dumbasses.
We should.
we
We do
don't.
monitor, but sometimes it's after the fact that we were like, you probably shouldn't have put that out there.
Like the time I talked to Max on his Twitch stream. He's a good kid, though. I actually like Max. We had a great conversation.
But they're also kids learning, and they have friends at school that are putting stuff out there that aren't as social, and so they just want to be a normal kid.
Yeah,
They're not normal kids, and Weston has said it. Going to school and be like, hey, I saw your video yesterday. Awesome. That's not normal, people. Not normal. Again, if they have an enemy, those enemies will use those things against you. Bullies and enemies, people at high school who are a-holes, will use anything. You don't think that those girls have had their videos used against them for if they talked about periods, and they have. Any of that kind of stuff, you don't think that's used against them? It is. Those kids will use anything. Likely because of jealousy, too, because these kids live in mansions and stuff like that, and there's likely kids at school that hate them just for that, even though it's stupid to do so. But it happens, and these people just feed that shit to them.
just think that I can put this out here too, and
it's a little different.
It's a little bit different. So, but we are not going to monitor them and whatever they put out. Just please know that they're kids, and
you're not going to monitor them because you can't, because you're not parenting them properly. Put your hand up if you think you should be monitoring your kids who do what they're doing online. Yeah. Especially kids with trauma and easily targetable kids, right? These kids are targets because they're on the internet, famous on the internet. You don't monitor what they do on the internet? Are you kidding me? Holy shit, of all the things they said, that is crazy to me. Some of their kids are like small. Some of them are teenagers, and they don't monitor what they do online? What the F? I think she said they monitor it, but I don't even think they do. They don't tell them what to do. They don't monitor their kids' shit. They're busy monitoring their own shit. You know how many comments and shit they have to go through? There's no way that they do. The 40 kids between them, there's no way. Those kids are on their phones 24 hours a day. Impossible.
And it's okay if they make mistakes too. And they put stuff out that sometimes, like, I don't even agree with, and we go and talk to them obviously about it. But it's okay.
But we are family, and just know that we don't get involved because we understand that when kids fight, it could be for a day or two or a week, and then it's over, and then they're best friends again. So we just let them all work it out with each other.
So you don't parent your kids. You let them do whatever they want. Got it. Noted. I get free range parenting, but this shit's crazy. You don't free range parent with like 20 kids with trauma. You need structure. Kids, okay, in my opinion, and I could, and this isn't for every kid, but for most kids that come from adoption, okay, they come from a world of chaos, of no structure. They can do whatever they want, or they're abandoned. When they step into these types of institutions or adoptions or fostering situations, all of a sudden, all this stuff it all funnels down to like a schedule. A schedule and set things make kids feel safe and comfortable and loved, right? Because there's a set thing going on. I know I have that thing on Wednesday, and I know that dinner's at 5 o'clock. I know that that structure is really important for kids with trauma. I never had structure growing up, and I'm not saying every kid needs to. But the point when I got into structure, when I went into university, right, I live in a dorm, I have chores, I've got classes, I got all these things I need to do, my responsibility, that structure was really, really freeing for me. I know that sounds opposite of what it should be, but structure for kids with trauma is really, really important. It shows that they're noticed, that they're loved, that they're being taken care of, and that someone is paying attention, right? That's really important. And so what they're saying here is the opposite of what they should be saying. Rules stuck to a fridge are not structure. This is so eye-opening, by the way.
So please stop commenting when you see our kids fighting online because, in like 10 more minutes.
No, you don't get to say any of that shit. You don't get privacy. You don't get it. Just like Sunkissed Mama, like Maya Knight just came out with privacy. You chose this life, okay? You chose money over privacy. Money and fame and tons of wealth, by the way, over the privacy. You don't get to tell people what to do anymore. You are sharing your kids with the world, and the parasocial relationships that have been developed are your fault. You can't just say, don't say anything. They're gonna say shit. Because you chose this. You put it on the internet. How do you not understand this?
They'll probably be best friends. So.
Yes, so true. Okay. Okay. This one is kind of an interesting take that I've seen some comments on. Or if we film a kid a lot, or they have a lot going on, they're like, "Oh, there's your favorite. That's your favorite child."
Oh my God, they're right. Don't say they're right though.
They're not our favorite. Again, we don't make our kids film, and we don't like. I don't know. Sometimes they have nothing going on.
I guarantee you, they have favorites. There's like 40 kids among these two families. You don't think they have favorites? I'm sorry, it's human nature. But of those 20 kids who aren't really their kids, and I say that biologically, adopting, if you adopt a kid, they are your kid. I do believe that. I'm not trying to take that away, so don't confuse that. If you adopted, they are your kids. But what I'm saying is that, of course they have favorite kids. I've watched like 5 of their videos and I know which ones their favorite kids are. Are you kidding me?
And they're just like, hey, I'm just like doing homework and like chilling, and that's okay. And so just because one kid gets more camera time than another does not mean anyone.
When these kids write these tell-all books, in Weston, I encourage you to write a tell-all book. You'll make a lot of money. We're going to see that. There's kids that have felt totally alienated. Like, I don't know a lot about these families gonna watch, but I can guarantee you that Alex Petit, or whatever his name is, who just got engaged, is a favorite. 188% is one of their favorites. Prove me wrong. And I'm gonna dissect that video. Apparently it's the cringiest thing on earth. Like, cringe. That poor kid.
Favorites, or that anyone's not getting attention either.
Yeah, that's something we see a lot. Like, wouldn't it be nice if you loved Landon? I'm like, what? Landon doesn't care if he's on camera or not. He's just like, whatever. He doesn't love it, so...
And you're seeing 10 to 20 minutes of that day.
Oh my God, here's this... I'm so over this excuse, guys. I'm so pissed at this. You see... Okay, Maya Knights fans are like obviously the ones that I'm obviously talking about the most right now. You only see 5 minutes of our life! What? Again, I don't understand why you think this argument's okay, right? You only see 3 minutes of their life. You only see 5, 10, 20. Their videos are like 20 minutes long, some of them, okay? You only see this much of our life. Well, if the shit that I see of your life is bad, I can imagine how much more worse it is when the camera's off. Again, and those people coming at, the fans that come in about Maya Knight, how do you know what she's like? You only see 30-second clips. Well, how the F do you know what she's like? You only see 30-second clips. And the 30-second clips that we watch are bad. So what are you saying? It's more likely that I'm right than you are based on the 30-second clips that I watch. So stop this damn excuse. Because in another breath, they'll say, well, we're real and raw and we show you all the things that you need to do.
That doesn't mean I didn't spend another 2 hours with that kid or with this one or whatever.
You didn't.
Just, yeah.
Yes.
Cut that off. You don't. And again, when the tell-alls come out, when these kids get their own channels, when there's a fallout, when there's a bio parent that learns what you've done, it's all going to come out and you guys are going to crash and burn like everybody else.
Okay. The next one is hate comments. So, yes, we delete them.
Yes, we absolutely will delete your hate comments.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is one thing I agree with on family channels. Yes, delete hate comments. Absolutely, I delete hate comments. If you come in talking misogyny or bald-headedness, like, I get it. I'm a bald, fat, ugly guy. I get it. But if you have nothing better to say, let's have a conversation. If you want to come in and say, Josh, I think you're wrong about this one thing you said. Super dumb of you to say that. I think one of the examples recently was me talking about Plan B and I didn't understand what it was. I came out and corrected it. Those are the type of comments I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm going to learn a little bit more and I'll correct myself. But if you're just going to come in and be a total dickweed, delete. Bye. I love it because it pisses you off. It's awesome. It's so fun. So this is the one thing I will completely agree on because those kids are likely reading the comments on the videos that they are part of and their peers are likely leaving and reading those comments as well. I completely agree with this. But the caveat that don't mistake hate. Don't mistake, criticism of something you might have done wrong with hate. So many people do that. I don't. Look, if you're going to give me honest to God criticism, I will take it. If you're just going to keep repeating the same shit, it's not criticism. Okay, that's just dumb and I hate you, right? But real honest conversations, like if someone says, hey, it's interesting that you don't show Landon a lot of love. That's not hate. But you probably consider that hate.
That is not the kind of, I don't know.
It's not the energy that we want.
No,
This doesn't pass the vibe check.
we want everything to be so positive. So if you can't be positive, then yes, you will be blocked. It's that easy. On my side of it for Crazy Middles, I do January 1st, I do open it back up and I clear everybody. I unblock everybody and I give everybody another chance to please talk nice because our kids read these comments and we want them to be really positive.
She admits our kids read the comments. And I get that. So the kids might be reading the comments before you get a chance to block them. That's dangerous. Again, block away if you have kids' content on there. Here's the danger. If you look at Everly LeBrand and all these other little young girls on Instagram and everything else, they don't have their comments blocked. You should look at Liliana Ketchman's Instagram page. There's a guy in TikTok that had a video. He's like, I went to Piper Raquel's Instagram, and in, I think he said 10 minutes, I found 3 registered sex offenders commenting on her stuff. Okay, it's a dangerous world. You should just turn your comments off if you use kids. Okay, first, you should never use your kids, but if you're going to, turn the comments off is what you should do. But you know why they don't turn the comments off? Because it's engagement, which equals money. And they know that shitty-ass people are going to leave comments. I'm blocked on their shit.
And here's the other thing is a lot of our...
And I've never left one hateful comment, ever once. Never once.
Our kids have gone through a lot of trauma and they've had a lot of negative and bad things happen in their past, and we're trying to create positive lives for them and let them know what that feels like.
By sharing their story with the internet that's going to have a bunch of trolls and haters on it, that's what you think is going to protect them? Are you kidding me? She just admitted it. These kids come from a lot of trauma. So what do? We expose them to people that could hate them. Really? Shit.
And so, wow. Those lines awesome.
If you're a loving parent and you have the opportunity to not expose your kids to hate by simply just not putting them on the internet, that's a you choice, right? So you could say, hey, look, the hate shouldn't exist, and you're right about that. It shouldn't. But welcome to the internet. It does. It is a reality of putting these kids out there in their stories, okay? It exists. And so you make that choice as a parent to say, I know this exists, but I don't care. It's a risk I'm willing to take. That's what you're saying here. We know it happens, but it doesn't matter. So everything you say beyond that, it cancels out everything you say past that. It cancels out everything you say because you know it exists. You delete the comments, maybe not even in time. You know that the kids have trauma. And so you want to create a positive environment, but you know that this hate exists, and yet you persist in putting their shit on the internet and their stories. You hearing it now?
So I want people to feel good after watching our videos. Yes. And I want to bring love and light.
Well, then stop with this shit. We're such a good family. These teeth cost me 60 grand. You want people to feel good about themselves and stop faking who you really are.
Into the world, and I feel like there's so many comments that were like, I'm sitting in a women's shelter and you're the only thing that's keeping me going, and your video made me feel so much better. And so if they feel good after watching our videos and then they go to the comment section and there's all this negativity and fighting and all this, I feel like it defeats the purpose of that video. And
you don't get to set the purpose of the video. That's what people are taking away from it. That's a you thing. It's not a them thing. If you're getting tons of hate on something, you've done something. Okay, there are going to be hate for hate. There's going to be haters for just who love to hate for no reason, right? That exists. It happens. Okay, but there are absolutely people who are invested in your family, which is weird, who are absolutely going to leave comments that something rubbed them the wrong way. But you consider that hate.
So you will see, and our kids read the comments too and all of that. So I just want us to be the positive in the world because there's so much negativity out there. And there's people that'll make negative videos and make up all these crazy lies about our...
Where are the lies?
Families, about other family channels, about other people out there.
So they're talking about me right here. What lies am I making up? And if I'm lying, you absolutely have a case of slander to come at me. If I make up lies about you, or if any creator on this platform makes up lies about you, that's libel, it's slander. You can sue us. Anybody. And I'm not the only one making videos about them, but if you can prove that I'm lying about you and making up rumors and shit, that's actually easily be able to sue me. I don't lie. I sit there and I tear apart your video, and then I bring receipts when I can. I will never lie. I will only give you my commentary based on what you are showing me. So no, I will never make up something. But I won't lie just to bring you down. It will never happen just to bring you down. I don't need to. All I have to do is show you being you. That's all that, and then I can just talk about what you've just said and dismantle it. That's what I do here.
And it's just so sad.
It's really
It's
sad.
just so sad. Like, I really wish the best for them even. And like, I just wish that there was more people in
I just wish you'd cut your split ends, you know?
the world that lifted each other up and held each other, because all of us are going through
You can't not see the split ends now, right? I'm sorry.
something difficult or something in our lives, and we just want to be a positive light in that.
Well said. Yes.
Okay. And
Here it comes. Come on. Bring
okay, this is the other
Yes!
thing, is our vlogs are not scripted.
No,
Like-
people think that our
Oh, I
kids
thought they were going to talk about the exploitation shit.
follow scripts or something. No, that's not.
No, I believe them. You know why I believe them? Because their vlogs are shit. It's absolute garbage. And they just repeat the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. Then they destroy a Tesla. That shit ain't scripted. Of course it's not scripted. So, and the ones who do script are even worse. It's so gross and cringy.
It is. It's really just our day. The only time that I feel like there will be something scripted that you see is a brand deal.
Brand deals, yes.
And I feel like lately,
And Crystal had a brand deal, and people were showing it to me, and I actually didn't realize that. I was like, hey, get a brand deal, get your brand deal, whatever. I mean, not at the back of your kids, but whatever, get your brand deals. But her brand deal included her giving away her kids' information on his medicine. Bad idea.
I've been getting kind of hate for my brand deals because I've had brand deal. Well, there's a good reason for that. It's because, as you know, I was trying to take a break. I was trying to just step back for a second, just focus on our family.
So you wanted to make a huge amount of money right off the top so you could take a break. Brand deal, brand deal, brand deal. Look, if you have to have brand deals, none of your shit's real. You do it for the brand deals. So don't be here telling us we're trying to be amazing parents, blah, 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 when you're doing brand deals, okay? That's why you do this. I wish in the honest questions, I wish in their answers, they would just give an honest thing. Guys, we do this for money. Just, why do you lie about that? Just tell us the damn truth. We know it. You do this for money. I mean, I almost would respect you for telling the truth. But again, the wolf in sheep's clothing comes out when they're like, no, we're like a loving family. We want to show you guys love and positivity. No, you do this for the bank. Just tell the truth. You could buy a $130,000 Tesla and scratch it and not even worry about it. That shit is beyond normal. Okay. So you do not do this for documenting your life.
And I still have contracts. I still have things that I have to meet. And so those videos that you saw were really like, I was going to make a video because I was in a contract to make a brand deal.
So they have... Hear that. You guys, a lot of you don't know this is how the sausage is made. These people will get brand deals. Okay. Those brand deals will include something like medicine machine or a vacuum or whatever, right? They have to create content around that one thing. So the content that they're creating where they're telling you that this is just our life, it's our daily life, it's fake because they have to create that video for that piece of equipment or vacuum or whatever it is. It's not real. They're making that video for the brand. So again, more evidence of them admitting that their shit is fake for money. Can't make it up. They're admitting it. Thank God.
So that's why it feels like all these brand deals, but really it's not.
No, it really is. It really is all these brand deals. So if people are complaining about it, it's because you are really doing a lot of brand deals. So don't say it's not when it is the thing.
It's just me trying to take a break. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what else was I going to say with that? Oh, and when our kids say stuff in vlogs, that's really what they say and how they talk. So it's just random, and yeah, none of them are scripted.
Yeah. Please know that they're kids, and that's just, yes.
Oh, I had one the other day where one of my kids just had a really rough day at school, and then you didn't see me really vlog them. They were in it for a second, and they're like, oh my gosh, I hope your kid's okay. And I'm like, they just had a bad day at school, and the next day they had a really good.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're missing, Crystal, is that the strangers know that. Do you not see the problem? Like, are you missing that? The fact that they know that your kid had a terrible day at school and it's on the internet now. That's the problem, man. What? That's a problem. Where's my swear pillow? That's the problem, man.
Day, and so every kid, I'm not like, oh, make sure you smile, the camera's on. Like, these are our kids, and this is our real lives.
I don't believe you. Have you ever seen her kids on camera? Okay, from the few videos that I've dismantled, those kids are like Donny Osmond, like Hi. They're not. That's not normal. Have you ever met a teenager? That's not normal. Those kids are groomed to be that way. That's a straight dirty lie, Crystal. That is a dirty lie.
Yeah, that would be exploiting kids, and we do not do that.
Excuse moi? You do not exploit kids? Excuse me? The most fundamental argument that I bring about these people is the exploitation of children. And I hope that she expands on this and has some kind of excuse or some kind of like argument to make about why this isn't exploitation. Let's hear it.
We know other vloggers that do. In fact, we had a conversation with one probably about a year ago or so.
A couple of years.
I think it was Micah Stauffer, actually.
With a very large channel, and we were very disappointed to hear her thoughts on how and what she did. Like, she makes her kids vlog. If they don't vlog, then they don't get nice things.
Shit, who's that? That's not Micah. Who is that? Tell me which video that is, because I want to know. Somebody please leave a comment.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. We are not a channel like that at all.
Excuse me? No, so what she's saying is we don't coerce our children into making content. So she's conflating that with exploiting them, right? But you do the exact same thing as that other family does. You just might do it nicer. Like I said before, I don't know what the word is. It's like this like cloaked coercion in a way that you do it and you might not even know you're doing it. Right? You might not be even meaning to do it, but you're coercing your kids into doing this. You are exploiting your kids. It cannot be argued. It cannot be argued. When you do not have informed consent from children for what you are putting online, that is exploitation. And we have definitive proof now, thanks to Weston, that you do it. Even if you might not mean to, you might not even have the evil intent that the other family might have had. But the intent is still there. You still exploit your kids. The thing is still happening, regardless of how you do it. It's still happening.
At all. We do not exploit kids in any way. We do feel like there's hate sites. There's many actually
making up this crazy narrative.
Yeah.
That's not a crazy narrative. Regardless of the hate sites, YouTube Mama Drama, the Reddit, and all that stuff. That's not a crazy narrative. That is one point that we have stuck to probably for the last year and a half since Micah's thing went down. Okay? That exploitation of children is wrong. And how you are doing that is by putting their stories out there, is by putting them on camera, is by hiding them in the background, is by sharing things with people that people shouldn't know, like periods, okay? Like puberty, like adoption, like their stories, like their traumatic events that have happened in their life. You put that on the internet in an entertaining way, and you make tons of money doing it. I don't even care if you give all that money to the kids. Okay, I don't care. And I know you don't, but I don't even care if you did. It all comes down to this thing. And you guys have heard me say this. I know you're probably getting bored and rolling your eyes at me saying this. Informed consent. And this is what Dr. Kirk had to say about that. Can kids consent?
No, it's obvious that they cannot consent.
So, I mean, I guess new people that are joining, I'm starting to get a lot more subscribers now here. You got to hear it. You got to hear it. A child cannot understand the future of what you are doing. And when it's such a public thing, when it's this digital footprint includes things like Weston was saying that he doesn't want people to know about, right? That is dangerous. It's not your place to make that. You cannot give consent for that. That's like a bunch of people who are arguing about this consent thing, especially Maya Knights fans who are dumb as rocks. They're like, that's the mom's consent to make, right? But look at Piper Raquel's mom, Tiffany Raquel. She makes the consent to sell her daughter's used underwear and bras to men on the internet. That's something that she's made the choice to do, right? Is that okay? She makes that. That's her choice to make. It's not really hurting Piper, but she does. That's her choice. Are you saying it's okay to consent to your kid being abused by somebody because it's your choice to make? Again, we don't know the ramifications. And the ones that we do know about so far, and it's starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger, Johnny K Plus 8, the roll-offs, and 19 Kids and Counting, and now Weston from your own damn channel, is that none of this really has a positive impact. They come out on the other side thinking, shit, that sucked. Okay? And the only ones that really, really benefit from this are like Alex, because they start their own channels and they make tons of money doing it themselves. It's not real. They don't get real lives. And when they're canceled for saying something stupid, then they're going to be stuck without an education, without jobs, without any help. What you're doing is dangerous on so many levels. You're giving their privacy away for everybody to enjoy later, right? Anybody can Google that shit. The internet's forever. Okay, you're putting them in the internet for predators to look at, to create parasocial relationships with, and likely can put them in danger. You don't know they're not. We look at the Ava Majuri case. I know we keep coming back to that. This girl is a TikToker and had a guy come and shoot her door off with a shotgun, trying to kill her entire family. It's only that her dad killed that guy that none of them died. Okay, this happens, and you know that your kids are going to be on sites that shouldn't be on. Okay, they're going to be interacting with people on these games that are looking for them. You don't know anything. You put your kids in danger, and you put their privacy on the internet without their informed consent, because they do not know that in 10 years, 15 years, the negative detriment the negative impact it's going to have on their life. So don't.
No, it's not like that. I do feel like we're blessed too, because we have such large families that if we have kids that don't want to film, no problem. I have like 7 others that are like, yeah.
But I love.
God, you hearing this? Oh, you don't want to film? Okay, I'm gonna go film these guys. My favorites. You don't want to film? Okay, well, I'm gonna go film them. Do you see the code coercion there? So that's something that's really hitting me right now. So what they're saying is that a kid doesn't want to be on camera. Well, we're gonna go film these other 7 kids who want to be on camera. And what do you think that other kid's gonna feel like? Right? When they don't want to do something, they're gonna feel alienated, ostracized. Even if they're not meaning to, the parents might not even treat them differently, but they're going to see that, oh, you're on camera having fun, blah, blah, blah. We're going to interact with these kids now because you don't want to interact with us. Do you not see the problem with this, everybody? Holy shit, this video. Damn. Are you sure you wanted to do this video, crazy ladies?
Love to.
Yeah, they love it. Our kids love social media. You can see as they are starting their own channels.
Oh, my kids are like, we want to have our own channels and we want to do this. And
yeah, because you don't really have to work a job or do anything real or anything like that. Again, this shit's falling apart. And to push them into that is really dangerous and stupid anyway. Convince your kids to either, learn a trade, go to university, go to college. Convince them to learn something. Okay? Convince them, please. This is not that big of a deal. Like, there's a lady who said, my kid is an amazing bowler and he wants to start a YouTube channel. I'm actually cool with that, right? As long as I don't know your kid's privacy, I don't know anything about them beyond their bowling marks or great scores, whatever you want to call them. If they're just like, look how amazing I am at trampoline or bowling or whatever, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I absolutely don't. If they're making all the money for themselves, they're not giving away personal information. Maybe you don't even have to see their face if they're a bowler. You know what I'm saying? There are things you can do. But these kids are having their personal information shared with the internet, traumatizing stories that in the future they might not want the internet to know. They might think, damn it, you don't think any of these kids, well, I mean, yes, we have Weston that says he does. You don't think any more of these kids are going to come out and say, shit, I wish I didn't do that. How many things, do you remember your first email? Do you regret it? You know what I'm saying? Bootyblaster99 at hotmail.com. Do you regret that? Nipple Twister 69-420 at Hotmail. You don't regret that? There's so many things teenagers regret. Thank God any of us as teenagers didn't have the internet, because all of us would be canceled. Okay? Especially kids from the 80s and 90s. I'm just saying, you do not know in the future what those kids are going to want to do with their lives. And the fact that you're putting this on the internet without their consent, or without even telling them, hey, this could absolutely negatively impact your future. Just so you're aware. Just letting you know. You think they've ever had that conversation? No.
I absolutely love it. They're obsessed with it.
They're obsessed with it.
There's days when I'm like, we're not vlogging or doing anything today, and they're like, are you kidding me? And
I have this idea.
That's called grooming. Okay? And they know that when you vlog with them, they're going to go do something fun, right? They get to interact with you. Are you really not really understanding what you're saying here? You don't understand the impact of what you're saying. This is crazy. So when we don't vlog, they're like, that's because that's a chance for them to be a part of something with you. Because otherwise you're likely on your phones 24 hours a day, or you're editing, or you're doing something else. You don't actually spend time with them. You guys don't realize what you're saying, and thank God you don't. Damn.
Oh, I did this, yeah.
And you'll see them take the camera and film on their own and all of that, and they just love it. They just love to be a part of it. And so, yeah, that
grooming
narrative is not true. It
is true. Again, you didn't come up with you didn't say anything else. Well, here's what exploitation is, and here's why we're not that. Please do that in your next video, crazy ladies.
It's false, but there are some channels out there that do it, and it's very sad.
I feel like those channels are really I don't know. They just are trying to make money off of hate and off of negativity. And I really feel bad for people that are watching it and that believe it and that kind of...
No, you have to... Again, I'll step away from this channel, all my hate and negativity, if someone could give me a real reason why it's okay to exploit children without their informed consent. Again, Like, give me a thing. I'm like, I have to stop and say, damn it, you're right. I'm happy to hear it. Okay. And just tossing me off as a hater is disingenuous, and it doesn't help you, because people can actually hear the words coming out of my mouth. They can actually see how I am. I'm not up here just hating on you for the sake of hating you. But do you deserve all the hate you get for exploiting your kids? Yes, you do. Absolutely, you do. I'm not going to apologize for it. If the snark brings people here, awesome. We can laugh at you and your ugly, weird, fake teeth, vampire lady. But the reason I do that is so I can tell you the things I've been telling you in this video today about what they're doing and the danger of it. So call me a hater all you want. I'm not going to stop. But you better come out with a good enough excuse as to why exploiting these children and their stories is okay. I need to hear it. I need to hear why you think it's okay. Not just like, it's not. My sources, trust me, bro. That's not going to do it for me. Come out. You seem like sort of smart. One of you does. Come out with it. Give me a cohesive argument, debate. I'll have you on the channel. If you come on the channel and have a cohesive debate with me and you win, I will delete every single video and I'll never talk about you ever again. All right? I will be completely respectful. You come on the show, both you ladies, we'll have a conversation. I'll ask you all the questions and you be honest with me. And I will be a nice gentleman. I will. But up to this point, saying trust me, bro, I don't trust you, bro.
Kind of thing, because everyone just needs to stay in a positive.
I do really good at like not bringing in that negative space, because there's so much out there that.
Now you're doing a video on it. I get it. You guys watch me. I get it. Your kids watch me too. They do. I know they do. Okay, you know what? To your kids, I am the enemy, and I don't blame them. You should always stand up for your family. I don't expect the kids to come on here and spill the tea. I wouldn't even have it. Okay, if you're not a minor, if you're over 18, I'll have you on the show. But that's not what I'm here. I'm against you guys, not your children. Okay, what you do is wrong, and these kids are starting to see it as they get out and leave. But you're just sitting here saying, "Oh, it's not that." Did you think that was going to be enough?
Even my kids sometimes will be like, "Did you read this or did you see this comment?" And
like, don't even show it to me.
I don't really want to fill my energy with that.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to feel your energy with that, except you're making a video on it. You watch me. Yeah. You guys can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Am I just some effing old man, balding ass hater in my mom's basement? Really? Truly? Is that what you honestly believe? If that's the case, I've failed you. And some of you will believe that. But I think the majority of you that stuck with me through this year and a half, almost 2 years in May, okay? The majority of you that stuck with me can hear me, can understand and hear the inflection in my tone and my voice and how heartfelt I am about this stuff. I actually honestly believe the words that are coming out of my mouth about the exploitation kids. I mean, yeah, I have grown because of the message, of course, but that's because the message is growing, right? And obviously I'm saying something that you agree with or that you're here to hear. You like the truth bombs that I drop on you. Okay, so you can call me a hater all you want. It doesn't fly here. Okay? And again, I promise you, if you come have a debate with me, I will remove those videos that you think are hateful. Anytime I've ever made fun of you. And from this point forward, I will only touch on I will only talk about facts. But if you are brave enough to come on, I will have you on the show. You can school me.
Try not to read any negative comments about her, so if we can help it.
Yes.
Except you have to delete all the negative comments. So you read them. So, okay.
I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. This is like really long. Hopefully, if you're still with us, thank you so much.
Yes.
So.
And we're going to be posting more on here, and we're getting going again.
That's super awkward. I don't care. Big absolute effing NO to that whole video. And I know you're trying to come across as sweet old ladies, and we're totally different. Although we look the same and do everything the same, we're totally different. Like, none of that was cohesive. None of that convinced me at all, except for the idea that deleting hate comments, I'm glad you do it. But then you said you don't read them, so I don't believe you either. So, okay. But we now know that your kids read all the comments, that their friends read the comments. We now know that Weston is coming out against what you've done and is like never going to do that. And the fact that you push this on your kids to do that is stupid and silly, because this isn't sustainable, right? It's not sustainable. Because you have to some degree, you're going to have some talent. Just because your kid already has a following doesn't mean they'll continue to have that following. That is a dangerous place to put your kids on the internet. We can agree on that. We can also agree that you do exploit your kids, and you're a GD liar for saying that you don't. None of us believe you. Not even your own damn fans believe you. Just the dumb ones who are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm going to go say that in someone else's comment section. She said they don't, so they don't. No. All ears, everybody. Always have been. Give me a reason why this is okay. Everybody take a deep breath. That was a truth bomb video, and I love doing those. I love when that happens. I don't watch their videos, so when that happens, that's all coming right out of here in real time from my heart and my head. We've learned so much in the past year and a half. It's getting crazy. We're starting to realize, and their channels are starting to crash and burn. And again, I don't want to see anybody canceled. I just want to see the kids' right to privacy respected. I think you too. So everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being all the way through this year and a half with me, even if you think I'm a complete a-hole, balding, fat man in my mom's basement. I still appreciate you watching. It's great. And commenting. And all that stuff. Smash the like button below, everybody. Follow me on Instagram if you can, because I want to grow that, and Twitter if you're over there. Twitter's gross though, so whatever. But I think you're amazing, beautiful, kind, intelligent, and damn valuable. Don't you ever forget it. I'll see you tomorrow.